Nice. You travel a lot na labda umefika Rwanda. When you go to Rwanda and see how Kigali looks, what do you think?
It's just order. It's just order. You know, a leader should not be afraid of being misunderstood. If your conscience is and you know what you're doing is right, do it. They'll understand later. And that is how Kagame has run that place. You know, he's done things for. That's how Michuki behaved. For the first few months, we're like, oh, what is this guy doing? No, it's unfair. Then like, oh yeah, he's right. That is leadership. You know, leadership is not, you're not the average of what everybody wants. Sometimes you pull out of the park and you say, this is what must be done. We're going to implement it. You know, I had plans of making sure that in 3 years in Nairobi, we have a metro in the city. Dubai did their metro, mass transit system. Guys would riot. My 3 guys, whatnot, they'll come and say, oh no, but I'll tell them, look, this city needs order. This is a city that is growing. So you guys are going to operate within this space. Hawkers are going to be in this place, you know. And if you can operate, you can be free within that place. Because freedom is not the ability to do anything you want. Then you make this place just a banana city, it's just a crazy city. But freedom is the ability to be free within a domain. A fish cannot say it is so free that it wants to go and chill on the beach. It'll die. But it's free to swim from Mombasa to India if it can make it. It's free within that domain. And that's what we need in this city. Order. And just to clean the place. Let things run smoothly. Let's bring the Nairobi of back in the day that we used to remember.
Absolutely. Green city in the sun.
Green city in the sun.
Without going into too much detail, because it's a long ask, Viola D wants to know what plans you have for the youth.
Oh my. I have a lot of plans for young people. And not just because I'm young. I think I'm passionate because I see the young people are the trustees of our country's prosperity. Unless we sort out issues affecting young people. And in a time and day where the young people have the potential of saving this country from the ills that it's had. You know, making sure our young people remain tribeless, so to speak. Kabila siyo Kabila, but let them not be tribalistic. You know, making sure that they have economic opportunities. And I've done that in Parliament, making sure they have jobs. I sponsored the bill on 30% procurement to make sure that all agencies, national and county, set aside 30% of procurement value for young people, for women and persons with disability.
By the way, is that in effect?
It is. There are many of them being able to gain access. Many have gotten those opportunities. Many more need to get those opportunities. More awareness needs to be done. I've done many town halls talking to these young people, and the first thing that they say is that, oh, yo biashara wezi pata. So I ask them, have you tried? How many have registered a business? Very few hands go up. And there's that skepticism, and we must pull out those weeds of skepticism and tell them, you know what, you can't say it can't happen if you have not tried. So there's more awareness that needs to be done. We are monitoring. In fact, my committee, in the law, I made sure that my committee plays an oversight role. And it's just that Bunge has gone on recess, but I'm going to publish the list of shame of all counties not giving young people these opportunities, all national government ministries that are not giving young people these opportunities, and even those who are giving and not paying.
Wow.
Because then that's worse. Because, you know, if I tell you supply X, you go and get a loan, and you supply, then you're not paying, and then you auction, you're worse off than you were before you did that. The next legislation that I brought to Parliament was the National Youth Employment Authority, you know, to streamline entrance to the job market. Government does not create jobs; it creates the environment for us to have those jobs. So many of our young guys don't know what they want to do in the future. They don't understand their temperament. They don't understand what skill set they need to have. They don't understand how to apply for jobs. Government must show them that. They need to get internship opportunities in university, in campus, in college, etc. We need to make sure that the minute my friend finishes campus, he can get a job. You know, he doesn't have. There are many guys who clear, for example, from the University of Nairobi and go back home to Vihiga. They don't have the same chance as a guy who's in Nairobi and his dad has newspapers. So all of these government postings from national to county government are going to go through that database of all these people seeking jobs. Number two, we're going to create the job centers across the country to have this information. If right now I want a plumber and I'm here in Hurlingham, I'll just go to that application and say I'm looking for a plumber in Hurlingham. There's someone accredited and I'm able to get them. So we're making it easier. And even international placements, you know. So many of our young girls have really suffered in Saudi Arabia and we're not because of unscrupulous bureaus and agents. Government is going to do that themselves. And finally, and most importantly, job skills matching to what the economy needs. So in that board, we've put together the universities, the technical training institutes, the private sector, the association of manufacturers, to be able to sit down and say, okay, in the next 5, 10 years, 15 years, this is what we want in terms of curriculum. These are the skill sets that we need. So that then affects the curriculum in school. So people are trained for what jobs are going to be available. Instead of just taking guys through college and postponing their unemployment. You know, there's some courses, honestly, Jeff. You find 1,000 guys studying, let me not mention because some of them are my voters, but some courses that honestly, you know, they're not going to get a job.
Conflict management.
So we're just postponing, yes. We're postponing general. You're just postponing someone's unemployment. You know, let's build the skills that we need to build a nation. And a nation that wants to industrialize. And that's what we need to do.
Andrew Billy anasema, say hi to Sakaja, used to be his point man at Kikuyu campus.
Yes, when I was in Sonu.
During Sonu election. My senator, my guy.
Msalimie.
Chunyeler kabisa huko, hiyo inamaanisha roho yake safi kama maji.
Wankanyakla.
Wankanyakla.
I remember those guys. Yeah.
Andrew Billy is now a manager at Stanbic Bank.
Oh my, do you have his contact?
Yes, I have his
contact.
contact.
I think he was one of my goons.
Yes.
Pointman is a nice word. That is easy.
Do you have goons now?
No. You know one thing I tell these young guys. I tell them, my friends, if 10 years ago I was doing what you're doing, after being a driver, then I got into Vijana Kibaki and whatnot. I said, every 5 years, every election cycle, you must go to the next level. I never leave any young person I work with at the place I found them. Never. And there are so many who can give you testimony. You know, the many guys that started with the 2013, right now they're able to drive cars, they have good jobs, you know, I've taken so many back to school. You just can't be a kijana wa mtaa kukaa tu na kungojea for how long? You must play a role as a man. You must play a role as a leader in society.
Yeah. Speaking of mtaa, I know you like this song, Sakaja. Mayonde.
Oh, Mayonde.
Story Chiwe.
So proud of Mayonde.
Oh, you used to work with her at some point.
Mayonde is an old, when she was starting, I think I even helped her produce one of the first few songs. Our other stories I won't say here because I have a pal really into her stories. I did a song for her. I produced it my SQ here in Allingham. And she said Z. But it was a dope song. But I'm proud of Mayonde, Modoni Drama Queen, Naini Anani, you know, and
I'll get that one too.
I want to do how Nairobi used to be.
There you go.
You're now rocking with the best, man.
It's the Hot Breakfast with Jeff and Jalang'o.